Yo, what's good? This is your boy OnStar. You tuned in to WANM's 90.5, the flavor. You know what I mean? Beyond the charts. J Slay OP, she got you. Make sure you stay locked in. Stay loyal. We here.
What's up? What's up? It's your girl J Slay OP, and you are tuned into Interview Interludes, and I'm so excited to be here with my special guest today. I'm talking rapper, activist, actor, true MC, and a lover of hip hop. We're going to be talking about how he has been influenced in the entertainment community, in the industry, and how he continues to push the needle when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to authenticity, when it comes to energy, consciousness. So stay tuned. And without further ado, OnStar.
Yo, J Slay.
Hey,
It's been a long time coming.
absolutely. I'm really excited to have you here. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
All right, so how you feeling?
I'm amazing. You know what I mean? I'm always up and ready for the day.
Okay.
You know, I try to take my inspiration from the sun. It's never late. It's always ready to shine. So trying to be more and more like the sun every day.
I feel that. I love that energy. And I love your perspective on life. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to get right into it. I want to start off with your origin story. That's where I like to start off because I know there's a lot of things that come into place to get us to where we are. How we start is not usually how we end. So I want to know your story, your origin story in music, in entertainment, where things started for you, and take me just through that journey.
Understood. I have to give honor to my parents.
Absolutely.
You know, they are two of the greatest collaborators ever, if you ask me. You know, I'll start with my mother. My mother really uh, held it down and lifted me up at the same time. Her voice was astronomical. She was super
Yeah.
powerful, not in just conversations, but she's a singer. And she was amongst the ranks and the likes of Mary J. Blige, Faith Evans, that kind of energy. Her inspirations were Gladys Knight, Anita Baker, old school R&B. Um, you know, predominantly the women who held it down. And she was very much so a dreamer, very much so a go-getter. Um, you know, I saw her elevate her life from speaking what she wanted to going and achieving it. And so I'm truly grateful for just being able to be birthed from such a person. And then I swing it over to my dad. My dad was one of the first hip hoppers ever. Before they had the name, before the culture was culturing, like cultivated.
Yeah.
He was a part of the legendary IBM Boys that's around West Side, the Upper West Side. He was a 5%er in the Nation of the Gods and Earth. He was also part of the legendary Rocksteady crew, which would go on to be one of the first b-boy and breaking crews ever documented and ever representing the culture. And so from these two stars is where I come in. And basically, in a short story, my dad passed away from gun violence, and my mother was a single mom of 4 children. And I was the only child from my dad and my mom. And so basically, with my 3 older siblings being such a comforting embrace into the world, we are all talented. My oldest brother is a great singer, phenomenal dancer. My second oldest brother is a super comedic energy.
Okay.
My sister, the world know as Little Mama, so sing, rap, dance, act.
Everything.
So it's like the household is never like quiet as a mouse. Even around Christmas time, it's always opposite energy. So we grew up very much so loving Michael Jackson, loving like the hip hop era we grew up through, but definitely just classic music that meant something. So I went to the Boys Choir of Harlem by the age of 9, learned classical music for 4 years. Unfortunately, that institution folded, and I looked for other art spaces in the community and started to record by the age of 13. I fell in love with poetry at 12,
Ooh.
and then a year later I started rapping at 13. And I really took my lyricism super serious. Um, I would say from the ages of 5 and up, I was always like dancing, always active with just birthday parties, block parties, just wherever the energy was at. To me, that's what we do as a culture. We dance, we move. So it wasn't something I was pursuing. It was something that I was
Which
being.
is natural. It's really in your blood.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, right? So, yeah, fast forward, I started hype manning for Lil Mama, and then I went on to pursue my own musical aspects and dreams, aspirations rather, and with the love and support of my family and the streets behind me. I went to Cali, met a lot of great people out there, came back home, got reconnected with the Light Feet movement, which started when I was about 16 years old. And we've been pioneering that ever since. I joined my team Waffle. I put out a mixtape in 2013. I put out an album in 2021. I dropped freestyles that would go viral, and me and my friends would go viral on the train. And that's things, movies, commercials, everything started opening up.
Things really started to pick up for you. And I love that you really brought it back to your family. It does definitely seems like music and creativity was just in your bloodline, in your DNA. So it was really hard for you to get away from it. Even if you tried, it's like it's there. So I really appreciate that. And little do you know, I'm a poet.
Okay.
And that's where my name comes from, J Slay OP. I'm a slam poet.
Okay.
So I compete. I'm 31 in the region, in the southern region.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
That's what's up. I just judged a Grand Slam finale maybe 2 nights ago.
I was gonna go there. I was gonna go there, but transportation.
Got you. Nah, I feel you on that.
And I knew the poets there. I've competed against them.
That's what's up.
So yeah, it's small world. I definitely want to go back to that place. Who hosts that? Is it?
McPherson. I don't know why I'm losing his first name right now, but it's New Yorican Cafe.
Yes.
That's the ultimate host, and they're under what they call New York construction right now. So shout out to them. 2026 they'll be back open.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
I gotta compete one of these days.
Mm-hmm.
So where or how did you come up with the name ARNSTAR?
ARNSTAR is a given name by my mother. So Arn, and when I was younger, I was referred to as Arnie. Arn was given to by my mom from the song Rapper's Delight. So I never knew where it came from at first. My mother, she had succumbed from colon cancer in 2007. And I was about 16 around this time, and I was getting ready to turn 17, and she transitioned. And so I never got that story of how she started calling me Arn or Arnie. So her best friend reminded me hey, Rapper's Delight was the song that was on, and you would do this funny dance that made her laugh. And so she started calling me Arnie On, or just Arnie. But then by the time I turned 9, my older brothers were getting ready to go out into the world and recreate themselves. So they were giving themselves new tag names and things like that. So I was kind of following behind that energy. I'm like, I think I'm gonna change my name. But I like Arn though. I like Arn. We're not gonna do Arnie. Arnie is young, it's kid. I think I'm gonna probably reinvent that later. But what could I do? What could I do? And I kind of got into a meditative state, not knowingly, but I closed my eyes and I just started looking at my life in my head. What can I add to Arn? Arn. Something. Arn Thug, Arn G's, Arn Swag. What is it gonna be? And then I just started hearing everybody in my past. Oh, he's our star student, star player, star, bing, ARNSTAR.
Talk about being locked in.
Yeah, 9 years old,
Inner self. That's dope.
So to even take it a step further, one of my mentors was like, do you know your name? Do you know what your name means? You should know, everyone should know what their name means. Everybody's name has a meaning. It's not just what you're called, it has a meaning behind it. So I'm like, okay. So then he looked it up, and he was like, Arn means eagle ruler or king. And I was like, dope. Then I went deeper and found that Arn, A-R-N, is actually the name that Aaron derives from. So Arn precedes Aaron, and it's Hebrew, and it means mountain of exalt, and it also means enlightened.
Dang. And that really, really aligns to your whole brand. Man, you hit the mark on that one. Per usual, as you do.
Shout out mom, she the
Shout
one
out
that
to
did
your
it.
mother.
You feel
And
me?
I also want to give like a special moment to your parents. I know that it is heartbreaking when you don't have them, but they live through you and your siblings as well. And you're going to continue to push out their legacy to the world. And I know they're proud of you too.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, give a little silence for that right there.
Yeah.
So, in your own words, what's the difference between a rapper and an MC? What's that mean? And like, why do you specifically call yourself an MC?
A rapper is someone, look, I'm already about to do KRS-One. Rappers spit rhymes that are mostly illegal. MC spit rhymes that uplift they people. You know what I mean? But and that's a small version. But yeah, a rapper is someone who is displaying the art of the culture. An MC is one who is being the culture as an art form. So a rapper can get lost in just being the skill, just having the lyrics, or just riding the track, or riding a rhythmic pattern. He's just rhythm and poetry, and he may not necessarily even be poetry.
Yeah.
It could be, not so poetic. It could be not so meaningful. It could be very low on the vibrational scale,
I agree.
right? But an MC is locked into understanding that they are the representation of what the culture is to be. Peace, love, unity, safely having fun, representing what's going on and giving you a way out. If it's a dark path that we're talking about, we're giving you a way out, or we're giving you insight. We're not glorifying.
That part.
We're not glorifying the downtrodden of what we call the hood or hard times, or we acknowledge it. We're not ignoring it, but we're not giving it like, yeah, that's who I am. I am on demon time. I'm on angel time.
Ooh,
You feel me?
that's
So
a
I'm
word.
just seeing what's going on and showing you how to navigate through it.
That's a word. And it's really hard these days to really stand behind certain artists because this character that they portray, it's so in your face that you can't even ignore it. Like you can't hide it. It's like, this is not real. This is not genuine. And do you think of us as a joke? Is this what you just thought you can just put on a suit and just be this? Whether
Right.
it be from our own rappers or people outside of our race.
Yeah.
And it gets to be even more egregious when they are outside of our race because it's so apparent, like, okay, this is what a rapper is supposed to look like. This is what struggle is supposed to look like. This is what a rapper looks like from the hood. And it gets played on our radios, on our televisions, all you see. And then that's the world view of hip hop. And that's not what hip hop is about. So,
Yeah, I find myself in a lot of spaces cleaning up the ideology of what hip hop should look like. And that's, like I said, an MC is one who's being the culture. So it's not, I don't even necessarily have to be rapping, but because I'm explaining how what's being seen on mainstream as probably the lowest form of what rap can bring, people are like, oh, I never thought about that before. And I'm like, maybe you never, maybe you never gave it thought that there can be deeper perspectives. But should you look deeper, you're gonna find deeper. So
below underneath the surface.
there you go. So you get what you look for ultimately. If somebody's looking for a reason to frame blacks and privileged people altogether of all melanated or lack thereof, they're gonna find it because they looked for it. Or if you're looking for a deper representation, you're gonna
plenty out
find
there.
young black kids who's super focused, mad positive, doing what they're supposed to. Young white kids who are super focused, mad positive, Spanish, Latin
That's the
descent.
frequency.
Like all of us, we're all teaming up. Like it's team spirit.
Team spirit. And it's so funny too when people talk about like music, they say like I'm tired of the female rap, I'm tired of the drug bars, et cetera, et cetera. I want real music, but I'm like, how often do you support these artists? I can pull out so many I could talk about Rhapsody, I could talk about the rap group Oshun, I could talk about so many different people from different states and cultures. And it's like, are you tuned in? They're on your Spotify, they're on your Apple Music, they're on your YouTube, they're on Instagram. Where are you? Why are you not locked in? It's because, like you said, you're not tuned into that. You do like what you're listening to, or else you would change the frequency.
Yeah, it's either that. It's like, it's just like anything else. You're either going to complain or you're going to do something
That
about
part.
it. So I always encourage my followers. I encourage people who come into my live. They could be seeing my live for the first time. I'm like, if you like what you're seeing, if you like what you're hearing, if you appreciate the energy, hit my Cash App. Because the money that I'm going to take, I'm going to put it in my music. I'm going to put it into community. I'm going to make sure I'm representing God the way a MC is supposed to. So it's not going on deaf ears. And for sure, you're going to stay locked in wherever you put your money at. When they say put your money where your mouth is, if you have something to say about it, like, yo, this is a dope artist. I invest in him. Now you understand, like, yo, this is what it's going to take to change the narrative. Because if I got to go somewhere where the narrative is saying that I'm worthless, they're not going to give me a penny or a dime worth what I'm worth, even if they sign me. So why sign me when I'm on assignment? And if you're going to give in a space that's fruitful. This is a fruitful space.
Man, you dropping dimes over here. Ooh, okay. So talking about your platforms, listening to your music, I can tell you talk a lot, or you have a lot of respect for people who have really pushed hip hop. Some of the best to ever do it lyrically. You've been on the stage with KRS-One. I've seen a freestyle with Cassidy, with Nas. How do these experiences impact not only you as an artist, but also like your future plans and you as a fan of the culture? That makes.
I'm living a dream.
I know
I'm
that's
living
right.
a dream. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I put in so much work throughout the day. I look forward to seeing what the visions is going to come to me at night when I'm resting, because I'm going to bring them out. I'm going to represent them to the world as a new idea while already knowing I've seen this happen before. So there's a lot of moments in life where people are like, yo, I can't believe you got to this person. You were KRS-One, or you're getting clearance from Nas on this record, or this is happening. And I'm like, yeah, that's hip hop. These are the 6 letters that saved our lives. HIP, HOP. It connects those who have similar values and goals to make sure that people are following a righteous path and having fun at the same time. I think people feel like they got to give up
Either or.
fun
Yeah.
to be on a path that's like enlightening. And I'm like,
Why so serious?
not true. Like, you know what I mean? I did Wildin' Out, for crying out loud. Like, you can make jokes. Like, if you can't laugh at yourself, then you're taking life too serious.
True.
And if you're having too much fun, then you need to straighten up a little bit. So I'm all about balance. Like, I'm literally wearing black and white right now. Like, we straight yin and yang right now. Like, so that's what the mindset, that's what the goal is. It's like, we're going to continue to create the future. Like, yo, what's the best record that I've heard? How can I approach that record right now and give that same intensity and same energy right now? And that's how my future is created. Like, how can I recreate the movie Juice right now? Or how can I, like, put on the best performance that Michael Jackson has ever done in a form that's going to be done in an ARNSTAR way? That's the next future press out. And anybody who wishes to be a part of this and it's coming together, it's going to happen. It's no way it's not going to happen. It's every way that it's going to happen.
That actually follows to my next question. Your alignment to all these hip hop legends, your relationships with them. Like, how do these opportunities come to play? Like, do you feel like it's strategic planning? Are you at the right place at the right time? Or is it true in thought, divine timing and alignment? Like, how are these things all stringing together for you?
Yes.
Ah!
No,
Funny.
no, seriously, yes. It's all stringing together. It's all divine alignment. It's all right place, right time.
It's all strategic.
It's all strategic. It's right mindset, right heart set. Most of the time, you are just being when you're supposed to. Like, I'll give you a small example. When I got booked for Roxanne Roxanne, it was such a like, you're gonna be on set in the next week. Like it wasn't, oh, you got the part and we're gonna shoot in about a couple weeks. I had to sit and wait and to think like, maybe I didn't get that part. But I know I showed up every time giving my all. And retrospect, Roxanne goes, you know, I picked you outside of the, like, as far as what it takes to actually get picked, I picked you because I knew who you were. I knew your spirit and your energy. And mind you, I didn't know her personally. I ran into her maybe about 3 times that year before any like
Wow.
interview process, auditions, before I had any idea. So it wasn't like, oh, I know this is coming up. Let me.
Do you think she remembered you?
This is what she told me. I remembered you from those times. So I met her the first time. I'm like, how you doing, Roxanne? My name is ARNSTAR. I'm trying to.
You so
you
great.
know.
You so amazing. Thank
And
you
she
so much.
like, all right, cool, youngin. Keep doing your thing, whatever. First time I'm sure that probably was the most blurry. Second time, I'm like, how you doing? This is me again. We on 125th Street now. I just want to let you know, boom, boom,
You
boom.
killing me with this
And
right
she
now.
like, you know what I mean? Then the third time, I think it probably was the third time that stuck.
The
I
third
was
time's
with a
a
friend
charm.
of mine, and I'm like, whoa, Roxanne, it's good to meet you. And my
Again.
friend is trying to talk to me, and I'm like, pause that. Do you know who this is? This is Roxanne Shante. This is the essence of hip hop, female hip hop, like femceeism. They like, yeah. I'm like, yo, wait, hold on, wait. Bro, did you just hear what I said? This is Roxanne. And she was like,
And you told no lies.
and she's always in the space of like, I mind my business, you mind yours respectfully. So she was going somewhere. But when she saw me put him in his place, she was like, you know
That's
what,
a young man that I
I'm
need
gonna
to.
stand here for a couple more seconds, and so I know when I popped up on the screen, it was like,
I know him.
it's him.
He has respect. He has integrity. Man.
Yeah.
So you really was like, yes. To
Right
the,
place, right time, being the right,
yes.
yo, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't make this up. This is God's dream. Like, this is God's paintbrush.
Were you auditioning for that specific role?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what was that feeling when you got the call?
It was like, you remember A Preacher's Wife? You remember the movie
That sounds familiar.
with Denzel and Whitney Houston?
Yes.
So Courtney B. Vance goes to Denzel Washington. I see the way she looks at you, and he goes, "She does." She does. That was my
was the moment?
reaction. It was like,
Me?
I got picked. I got picked.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
picked. Of course. Yeah.
And it was because of how fast the turnaround was. It was like we shooting in a week, and I'm like, a week. I'm not even an actor. I wanted to get this part to represent hip hop. Like, in my mind, this is MC Sham. No actor is going to do what a true hip hopper can do at this time. I'm still rocking the Kango right now. So I'm like, should I practice? Should I do the MC Sham voice? Should I do the, hey, yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Shizzle with a Whizzle. I'm like, maybe I'm overdrawing, but whatever it is, I need to get into it now. So it was a quick, like, for real? Oh, wait.
It's like
no,
a
no,
shot
no.
of espresso with Cuban coffee. It's like, I'm on. Let's go.
It was like clear. I was shocked right into, all right, cool. Like, let me get in my bot. What I need to emulate? Wait, it's me. It was so that was the energy. The energy was grateful, thankful, time to get to work. Let's get it. And
Let's
then
get it.
after, it was like, yo, we did that.
I just did this.
Yo, we did that. Whoa.
I love that.
So, yeah.
Dang. So you thought of yourself as not being an actor?
Yeah, no, like, I'm an actor now. Once you put the work in, then you start to be
Okay.
able to, like, I would have never been like, oh, yeah, I'm an actor, unless I was, like, forwardly projecting.
Was that your first role?
That was my first major role.
Okay.
So I've done certain things, but that was the one that would be like, you're going to be seen, heard, and stamped in this moment. You need to make the impressions now. You need to do what you got to do now. You have to show up now. This is that one.
Did you meet him, MC?
I haven't met him physically yet, but we got connected maybe about 2 years after filming, like 2 or 3 years after filming. I met his niece, and I walk into the studio, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you played my uncle," and I'm like, "Oh word." So she FaceTimes Shan, put him on the phone, and he's like, "Yo, it's nice to meet you, youngin. Nobody can ever play me, but I like what you did there." He has
I love that.
he has such a special personality and a persona
Energy,
that encapsulates like what hip hop truly is and what it was during that time. That like even now, I just call him just to have him like say whatever he feels he needs to bestow upon me, so I could understand like this is where it's at and this is where it needs to go.
So my mom grew up on 150th and Broadway. So, and in that time, I'm sure if I was to tell her, like, your repertoire and how far this stems back, she would tell me, "Oh, I know this person, I know that person." So you really do have like deep rooted experiences in culture in hip hop. So it's definitely authentic. So tell me about the significant moments in your career and life that reinforce your sense of identity and direction. What do they reveal to you about your personal journey and where you're headed in the future?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. Let's start from the first part of it.
So the significant moments in your life that reinforce that sense of identity, that
Got
lets you
you.
know, like, oh, I'm here, like, I got picked for this movie.
Yep.
This is coming through. This is coming together. I'm an actor. Like those moments, what does that mean to you? What are the significance and how does it help you with your identity?
So these things are more like, these achievements, when you get these calls and callbacks, these are more markers than anything. Like, I have to say once again, like, I am who I am. And even from the bloodline of understanding what my father was doing, I'm literally a continuation, a season two of my father and what it is that he was involved in, what he wanted to be surrounded by. Like his life was physically cut short rather early. Like he was on the brink of his 23rd birthday. So for me to outlive that age and to still represent, his face. My mother's like, "You look just like him." My grandmother, "You look just like everybody. You look just like him. You're just a lighter version, but you're doing like your hands are like his. Like you are the essence." So me, my life is really a ode to my dad. So I'm on this roller coaster, kind of in a first person view, and I have executive CEO choices over this body. And I'm just grateful for my father and my father's father. Like, I'm thankful for the spirit that encapsulated in him and one that was poured out into me. So it's less about like these things are like, for me, the more immature I was, the more it was like, I want to be famous. I want to do this. I want to have great dreams and that you should feel like that at these ages. But when I get to this age, I am who I am. I could not be nowhere else and do anything else at this time. This was the time to do this. So I live it like this is that time to do it. I'm not going to miss my moment. And so anytime it's time to step into the space, I'm going to be confident knowing that I was obedient first. And that should there have been somebody else, I would have been just as proud of them, clap for them, and cheer them on, because that's what I do for anybody else who is going after their dreams, goals, visions, and aspirations, such as I am.
Man, so in my culture, my spiritual background, we do a lot to venerate our ancestors. We pour libations. We pay a lot of homage to our ancestors. So I just want to say to your lineage, to your family, to your father, to your mother, we have a phrase that we say that's Iba Tanu, which is just giving respect and homage to them. Um, we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for them. And so that's why we have a lot of respect for our ancestors and our elders. I saw this quote one time. I forget who it was by, but they said because of slavery and because of the injustices in our communities, because of segregation, all these things, Jim Crow, we have a lot of people that are getting older but not wiser. We don't have a lot of elders in our community. And when you are tapped into those elders, you really grow into who you are as well. And I know that there are a lot of people along the way that have helped you understand who you are. And you're very confident and sure of yourself, as you should be.
Mm.
So shout out to them as well.
Thank you.
I really love that. And I asked my last question about your identity because I know a lot of people have imposter syndrome. A lot of people have that bug in their voice that says that, well, you good, but you're not such and such, or you could be better. So how do you quiet that noise?
I quiet it through meditation, through prayer, through just clearing of the mind. I read a book that lets me know that somebody else was once where I was. I watch The Matrix over and over again. I will shake it off. I'll just shake my demons off. I'll dance. I'll go and create an energy or share the energy that's with me, the light that's inside of me in places where it's like go where you're loved and give love on the way and bring love back. So these thoughts are gonna pop up and they're just checking. They're just checking. They're just checking. They're not even against you more than they are allowing you to locate where you are. And so the moment that became clear to me, I started realizing a major key in life is practicing non-judgment, starting with yourself. Like, if I could stop judging me, if I could stop judging my flaws, if I could stop judging what I don't have, then I can enjoy who I am, my attributes, and what I do have, and what I aspire to acquire in the near future. If we live on earth and we're giving to earth as a blessing, then we have access to everything the earth has access to because it's in existence. So there's nothing that I can see or touch or hear or smell that isn't mine. I just have to create it in this reality space to make it so. With that being said, it's already there. You wouldn't want something that didn't reveal itself to you. You desire something that revealed itself to you, and if you have a pull and tug towards it, then it's yours. Just know where to place it and how to balance yourself and not to become so indulged into physicality that you miss out on all of the spiritual wonders that are going on and all the mental fortitude that you can. Don't be so caught up in the Ferrari, the condo. Don't get so caught
The
up
things
in
that don't matter.
the luxury. You know what I mean? These things matter as much as you make them. So don't judge, oh, I don't have this, so that means my life is this. And it's something that's disempowering. Make it empowering. Like, even if it's like, I don't have this and I'm living, wow, I can live without it. I'm so powerful that I can live without these things. Some people can't live without these things. Stock market crash, some people jump off the roof. You know what I mean? Because they can't live without those physicalities, without those luxurious things. You can. You're more of a stronger warrior, and now that you know you can, you have more space to create what you truly desire should you want these things, and just don't let it be over your head. Like, everybody got the Don Julio over their head. I'm like, you have a drunk aura because you put it over your head.
Dang.
Don't put that over your head.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I put green juice over my head. I put coconut water. I put things like,
Smart
what I mean?
man.
I put things that's going to make me a greater being.
Smart man. I do the same. Your ori is the highest part, is the connection between you and God. It's the highest part, the epitome of who you are. So, but I never thought about that. You just put me on game. Note to self, no Don Julio on my head.
Hello. Hello.
All right, so we talked about Lil Mama. She's your sister. We know that. She's a little older than you. Tell me what it was like seeing her working in the industry as young as she did and what you learned from her grind.
It was a master class. It was a master class. I'm literally right there, up close and personal, on the up close and personal tour. Chris Brown, Bow Wow, Soulja Boy. It's so many there's so many memories, and this is like during our teeny bop years. So this is like, whoa, we are in the midst of dreams come true, the world opening up, right at the tender age of 16, 17, 18. Like, it's like, can life get any better than this? Like, what's going on? We on the stage of Madison Square Garden. We going to the Taj Mahal. You know what I mean? We on tour up and down the coast, like, whoa, this is it. Like, we dreamt about this. We spoke about this in our bedrooms. We had a bunk bed, and all of our siblings was sitting on a bunk bed, and we was like, yo, we gonna get our mother out the hood, and we gonna make something happen. And boom, boom, boom. And it just so happened that mama popped early. And so it was like, that's where it's at? That's where it's at. We out. Let's go. So I'm the little bro. I'm like, all right, I'm a hype man. I'm taking this position. I'm learning crowd control. I'm like, Madison Square Garden, however many people, thousands of people, we out there.
You have training to be around these people, like to be in front of such a large crowd. That's literally media training.
There you go. Media training, doing the interviews, radio stations. Like, you know, if there's something that happens that needs to be an adjustment, I'm there. Like, yo, word. Ooh, I can't wait till it's my turn. I know how to do it now. I know how to set up.
Masterfully.
You know what I mean? Where it's going. And the beautiful part about it is we was exposed to it young, so we got used to it early, and that's what allowed it to become more of a, you know what? I could be this persona that's just all about the hype and the swag and the gear and the luxurious aspects of the culture, or I could really balance it with some spirit and give people what they're actually looking for. Because when you get back to the street, people don't really care about stuff they don't have. They want to take care of their family. Basic necessities. They want to take care of their family, make sure everybody's at peace. So how can I be swaggy, fashionable, and loving, caring? And now you get this version of On.
Dang. You know, you're a very well-versed person. I'm loving this interview. I want to circle back to Roxanne because being so close around her, working with her, like, tell me what you gained from that experience, your relationship with her. Like, is she big auntie to you? Is she like a sis to you?
She's big. She's definitely giving auntie vibes. Like, she's definitely call me when you need me. Don't waste my time. I love you.
That part.
Do what you got to do, because once you do what you got to do, I'll know how to guide you. So the further we go back, the more distant, the more time, the more closer. So it wasn't an instant click, but it was I'm going to give you enough time and room for you to gain footing for yourself. And in retrospect, I'm like, that's genius. That's so genius, because, you know, when you're young, you expect the elders to kind of come early and be like,
Yes. You think we need that, and then
Yeah.
life teaches us no.
yeah.
It's not always
so
like that.
She has like a stern grounding of, I'm a firm believer in growing your roots. Trust me, should anything happen, I'm right there. And so when I see that in retrospect, you know, I can almost get emotional, because I'm like, man, like, that's exactly what I needed. And, you know, she's just a powerful woman. Like, you're going to learn so much. You know, she went from there to XM Radio. She has her own radio show. And she's now cultivating from the aspect of utilizing her voice every day. And she always has a message, always has a theme. And it's to, you know, from my perspective, it's always key auntie wisdom. And she's swaggy, and she's mad funny, and she's like everything she needs to be.
Super
like
down to earth.
You know what I mean? She's like wisdom and youth. So I learned a lot, you know, and I'm just grateful for her.
That is honestly beautiful. I can also relate to just that feeling of wanting to have those elders or people that hold your hand. But it's like sometimes it don't go that way, and it's almost better when you don't have someone old holding your hand, because you gain that independence and you gain the confidence within self to know, like, you can handle it. And the more you go into yourself, do the work, build yourself up, you're going to naturally align with all those elders that want to come and who have been seeing you do your thing and say, oh, I can help you with this. At this point in your life, at this time, I can give you this treat, this tidbit, if you will. So I can definitely relate to that. Shout out to her. I want to also talk about the other relationships you have. Like, are there people in the industry that you get to call for advice, or even just to kick music ideas back and forth to be inspired? Like, who can you call on your phone? Who can you talk to? Who do you have that relationship that you chop it up with?
I'm not gonna lie. Shout out Alicia Keys and Swiss. They are a dynamic force when it comes to a wide variety of perspectives and upward motion. I've learned a lot by just being in the midst. When it comes to being able to share music and be open and like another like mind-blowing dream come true from a child's perspective, is I'll get random FaceTimes from like Cassidy, like spitting bars, like just going crazy,
The
like
little girl in me is like, oh
yeah,
my
like,
God.
and he's one of the first artists, like if not the first artist, he's one of the first artists that I emulated my style and energy behind, because my big brothers was like, yo, if you want to really know rap for real,
Look at
in
Cassidy.
2003 right now, look at Cat. Like if that's what you really want to do, we see you getting into it. Look at Cassidy.
Pen game crazy, cadence crazy, flow crazy. He doesn't get his flowers like he should.
And you know what? I'm seeing that like in due time he will, but I'm seeing like the podcasts of the battle rappers now, they're starting to have those conversations, and he somehow always makes his way into it, and he must, because he really gave a lot for the game to even come alive, for the battle rap game to even, like everybody wanted to be Cassidy at some point, like base 93.5% of people wanted to be Cass, or at least respected what he did. So for him to FaceTime me and be like, what's up, little bro, what you up to, how you feeling? And we chop it up regular, and then he go, hey, yo, I said, it could be anybody in my path, and I body them in the path. I sit down and make sure that I'm doing my math, but in class, I'm the teacher. I get behind the podium knowing that I'm the preacher. I beseech you, Psalms 118:25, and anybody talking any different job, be destroyed by the essence of my God, how. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, I'm like, yo.
Head blown.
Like,
Shout out to freaking Cassidy,
like,
boy.
I'm like, yo, and like, I'm like, nah, I
and how do
needed
you
that.
even like keep up with that? Like, because now you got to respond to that.
No, for sure, but I never respond. I never respond. I be trying to. I be like,
Man, go ahead with that.
I just took the 2 train down to the A, but I stay in my lane in this game. But never mind. Thank you, Cass. It's always a class for me. Like I never try to like, this is my moment. Like this is my moment to respond back to Cat. Like I never get
No,
into
you a
an
student.
ego bag. I'm always like, wow.
You're a student of life.
But trust and believe though, when I get off the phone, I'll be like, yo.
And this is what I should have said.
Yeah.
Yo, you stupid.
Oh man, I should have. Let me write. And like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, nah, that's like him being big bro like that.
Thanks.
He comes through heavy. Like he comes through heavy for sure. And it's a lot of people I can mention, but these are the like relationships that kind of keep my battery charged as far as like on a daily.
I love that for you. I want to talk about your album, Light Layers. You released that project in 2020, but you also released an extended version called Light Layers Extended Spectrum. Talk to me about the title, the project itself, and the creative process. Like, I want to know.
Yeah.
Because I really like the album.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Light Layers is the EP, 7 songs.
Okay.
And then the Extended Spectrum was the fulfillment of the album. So the first 7 songs was just music I had been struggling to produce over an amount of years. And I was just like, man, I don't know what it's going to take to really get this project fully complete. But I was very passionate about it. And so it was a closing of a chapter of ideologies that I felt like if I give up on them, I'm probably not going to, it's probably going to be a loop. I'm probably going to start on some new things and not. So I said, let me finish this and make it an EP. And then something in me said, put a whole album out. Don't, like, I was afraid of calling it an album because I wanted my debut album to be a part of like a bigger situation. Like
Maybe like self-titled or something.
Well, we still have time for that, right? So for me, it was more like, oh, I want to like maybe get a situation at a label,
Okay.
or like a backing
Distribution.
to make it like this colossal. I said the biggest colossal thing you can do is show up for yourself.
Yeah.
So the EP, I was like, all right, cool. By next year, we was locked in. And so the songs that came on the album, it turns into a different direction. Like you can hear it, you can hear me singing more, you can hear it open up more, you can hear more of like the features, the up-to-date quality as far as like, oh, you went more trappy on this one, or you went more Afro beat on this one, or you went like into a different.
There's a change, but it's not abrasive. melts. It's cohesive.
Yes. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still me and I still understand what I would like to sound like. I just wanted to give the versatility of where it can go. If I get an Afrobeat artist that call me and say, hey, I want to collab with you, I need them to know I'm ready for that. If I get a pop artist that's like, hey, you know, so
I can go whichever way, whichever direction. I'm an artist.
the only thing I might not do is metal. You know what I mean? Or something like that. Unless the messaging. If the messaging is on high vibrations, I could do anything.
Okay, so you have a few up high tempo songs like Life Move Forward from the extended album that encourages people to push through adversity. It focuses on resilience, on just pushing through and that positivity. Tell me about a time in your life or in your career where you had to really show up for yourself and push through and show that resilience to yourself. Because you know what they say, you gotta do what you're preaching.
Right. Absolutely. Um, I could say one of the big points is having a high moment and then the reality of realizing that things are not going to automatically just change. There's still more to do after that. So there has been pockets of depression at times where depression will knock on your door or sit right on your chest. And you're just sitting there like,
Damn.
I don't know how to feel. I don't know where to go. I don't know who to talk to. Um, Nobody gets me. I'm alone in the world. Um, I'm speaking a language that nobody understands. Like, it's just so many, you get so many emotions and so many feelings and
All at
flusterness.
once.
So these usually would try to come after high moments. Like I remember having a national commercial for McDonald's in 2017, and that was like 2,000 text messages that night. It was on my birthday during the Super Bowl, right before the kickoff of the game. And to
Very high
get
moment.
2,000 text messages is wild. Like 2,000 people have my number, and you can't count on 2,000 people at any given time of the day. So it's like, what does it mean? Does it mean that I'm just hot right now and y'all gonna leave me when it's not hot no more? Like you start getting all that back then they didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all
Mike
want
Jones.
me. You start getting all of that energy and you kinda gotta be like, don't get in your ego bag. Like don't get too crazy now. Don't get too bigger than your britches. But then it starts to pull you into, is this real?
Who loves me?
Does it matter? Like who actually loves me? And I can say the moment it became clear that I needed to love me more than anybody else and that I needed to stand by me and I needed to be my best friend and I needed to trust God that I am who I say I am and I declare that I am a son of the Most High, it started to become there's nothing that's going to happen that's going to make you feel validated.
That's a word.
There's nothing that you're ever going to do. You're going to get $1 billion in this lifetime, and it's not going to validate you. You're going to travel the world, and it's not going to validate you. You're going to marry your significant other, have children, and it's not going to validate you. You are your first and only true validator. And as long as you're doing exactly what you sought out to do, and you're not stepping on other people's toes, and you're making sure no one's stepping on your toes, don't bully
That's the law of the
and
land.
don't be bullied. Protect and be protected. That's the name of the game. So now it's less about the achievements and the validation, and it's more about the being and the witnessing the greatness come from within out.
Man, thank God for that, right? You just gave me so many bars. There is a power in having a belief in a higher power, higher than yourself, and following the laws of the land in that way. It really hones in and keeps you on track. I mean, there's so many people that really lose their shit trying to find validation. And even when you go in a perspective of like trying to seek that from your parents, maybe somebody wasn't around in your life and you just start looking for that validation in other people. It's like you're never going to find it. You're never going to be complete. And that's like a pitless hole for some people.
Yeah, nah, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I definitely battled with it most of my life. It is
Same.
definitely more recent that these profound wisdoms are truth, not just as essence, but as foundation being practiced.
Hmm.
You know, like I'm aware there's gonna be a time where, these dark matters are gonna knock on the door. But now I'm recognizing, like, yo, this is a reminder that you are the light. You're not going to get light from anywhere else that is going to be the light that shines from within you.
And you said something that was very important. It's also like the practice of it, doing it. It's in the doing. You
Yeah,
can read all the books you want, but if you're not really practicing that mindfulness, if you're not meditating, if you're not reading, if you're not pouring back into yourself, if you're not setting boundaries, like it's so much harder to really break through that and keep your resilience, keep your faith up when all these dark energies and these emotions come to you. It's like you got to do the work.
fact. I mean, we all going through something. You either going through uh, a challenging relationship, challenging connection with family members,
Absolutely.
friends. There's something right now that's pulling your attention, and there's somebody right now saying, "I don't have the energy for it," and it's like you better find it. And you better utilize that energy on yourself first, because what you run away from is what you run right into.
Damn, Arn. Golly, take me to church, and I love it.
Laird, Laird.
So on the song "Higher God," you hit a lot of important messages right on the nail. Messages like that align with myself. Just talking about putting people on. I think one of your lines was like, "If you don't put your people on, then I despise you." Talk to me about your career, how people put you on, and how you pay for it.
Yes. You ain't putting your peoples on, I
And I
despise
despise
you.
you. I
Might
was
I
like, "Ooh,
remind you, you was provided for to provide to. So it's like,
that's real."
so you're never going to receive anything without a vision of where it's going next. Um, like I asked for support, right? I need to know where is this going next, and am I going to do what I said I was going to do in that area? The reason why it comes is because I'm a man of my word. Um, the reason why it would flee is because I wouldn't be a man of my word. People say, "Yo, I supported you to get this done. Where is it?" I'm like, "You're not who you say you are." So fraudulence will always be exposed at the perfect time, just like excellence will be exposed at the perfect time. So there's people, everybody I've named in this interview have poured into me. My sister, Cass, Alicia, Swiss, KRS, Shan, Roxanne. I'm an accumulative of all of these people and much more. My community altogether, Harlem, like they gave me my aspect of how to display, light feet, how to dance, or how to display this rap. And I made a promise that I
You pay
wouldn't
for it.
turn around and give them the same energy that brought us to a perceived detriment, right? Like mainstream is going to make sure that we look like we're aiding to our own detriment. I made a promise that I'm one of the artists that's not going to do that. So this is how you give back, by showing up as who you said you were going to be. Like, when you hear people say, "Don't forget about the little people," right? I know what they mean, but my response is, what little people? What little people? You're big in my eyes. For you to even recognize me, who are you to recognize me? God bless you. Thank you for recognizing me. You could have ignored me. You could have made it seem like I don't exist. But when people stop me in the street and go, "Yo, keep doing what you're doing, man. This is, you," they don't even know what to like say. They like, "You one of them ones, bro. Just keep going." Like I see what you're doing. And I'm like, your eyes are gold. Your eyes are currency. Thank you. I appreciate you. Your ears is gold. Thank you. Like, in your heart, I can see it. Trust me. I will be the one to get it done. Period. And those who follow in that same vein. I'm not the only one, but I'm one of them ones.
Mm, one of ones. So you have features like my son, your sister Tamika Mallory. That's insane, and a few other features on the album. Which songs did you have the most fun creating, or what collaborations were the most fun for you? Like, this is my vibe, this is my bag. Let's do it again.
I appreciated the fact that my son sent his verse in.
Mm-hmm.
Like my son is a
One of those ones.
one, like he's a one of one, especially when it comes to the art of rap, the skill, the messaging. Like he is a true MC. So for him to be like, I think it was at a time I was asking him where he wasn't like exactly sure about what I could do rap wise. Like he was well with on that's dancing going viral. He was well with on screen. Like he's like dope, dope, dope. But I'm like, yo, just in case, here's a couple of my unreleased tracks. And then he's like, all right, I got you. Sending it like
Ooh.
so
I
that
know
was
you
my
felt good.
yeah, that was my favorite collab. Like that, yo, that was fire. But I have to say, me and my sister shooting We Out of Here, that was dope. Like just the fact that like I came with the idea like, yo, we in Beverly Hills, it's COVID. Like I think we could shoot a dope video. No one's really shot a music video in Beverly Hills. Let's do it. Like not that I know of. She's like, yeah, yeah, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Like, us doing records, that's like backyardigans. Like
That's
we've been
y'all
doing that.
as
Yeah.
kids going back and forth freestyling.
But
I'm better than you.
competition definitely is in there. We used to play Apollo. We used to play Apollo Theater, right? But her being like, nah, I got you. I got an idea for the part of this video. I'm like just listening. I'm like, she like, you got the videographer, you got the shooter, you got. All right, I was like, man, thank you, yo. Thank you for trusting my vision and my energy. You can easily be like, I have other things to do, which she did. She created time for me, so I appreciate her for that.
She's always gonna do that. That's big sis. So for me, I caught on to you from the dancing. As a matter of fact, watching you dance on your videos caught my eye. That's what caught me initially until I started listening to music, and then also listening to the message. Your videos, you talking about love, light, positivity, alignment. I'm like, okay, I align with that. Talk to me about dance culture in New York, because every time I watch your vids, I see you with the city. Like the whole city's out, the kids are out. It's a lot going on. Like tell me your influence, what that means to you in dance culture and community.
We Light Feet. You're right. You feel me? So Light Feet is the name of the culture that we are pioneering right now. Light Feet is the sons and grandsons, the daughters and granddaughters of hip hop. So we are here in a unique stance to reinstall the integrity that hip hop was birthed from.
Right.
So we come with the same core value principles of peace, love, unity, and safely having fun. Between the years of 2005 to 2007 is where Light Feet began to grow its body, gain its legs, its arms, its vision, things like that. It was the chicken noodle soup, the tone wop, the bad one,
Yep.
the Harlem Shake,
Yep.
the 5,000, and then the uniqueness of who brings what new to add. Fast forward now, me and my team, Waffle, we are Family for Life Entertainment. We've been invited to the Ellen Show 3 times. Yeah. We went to America's Got Talent, got the golden buzzer on First Reaction from Simon. And you already know, he's
It's
no
very
easy.
hard cookie.
Yeah, I mean? And then we go to Dubai right after that.
Dang.
And I myself traveled to Tanzania right after and bring the culture there as well. So started in the streets of Harlem, and now we're in France, Japan, Argentina, Poland, and growing other countries as well.
Worldwide.
Like basically throughout Europe, throughout the East, South Africa, like anywhere that there's a dance community, India, anywhere that there's huge dance communities, they have taken a liking to Light Feet. And, I just love the fact that it was something that was birthed while I was coming up. So to me, it was a natural growth. Like it wasn't like, oh, discovery. It was more living and then looking back and going, wow, we kind of just did what the first hip hoppers did.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Pioneers.
Amongst ourselves, yeah. So grateful to be a pioneer.
With your experience in films that feature intricate narratives, what are your goals in both acting and storytelling, and what path do you envision yourself in the future? Where is OnStar going next?
So in a simple form, I would like to play the character of who I am in films designed as different characters, i.e., Denzel, Will Smith, um, Jamie Foxx. These people always have a version of themselves that they leave imprinted on the character while still delivering all these different characters. So they're playing different roles, but somehow it's still like it's not a like, oh, we're going to see this movie. We're going to see that Denzel movie.
Yep.
Like, are we going to see that Will Smith movie? Are we going
Even
to see
with the
that Jamie
Gladiator,
Foxx
I
movie?
just was like, the one with Denzel. It's not
Yeah.
even the Gladiator no more.
Exactly.
It's
like,
the one with
they saying
Denzel.
Gladiator 2, but we're like,
Denzel?
Denzel's in Gladiator. Like, Gladiator 2 with Denzel. Like, we're not leaving out
part.
the fact, you know? And I still got to watch it because I want to see him. He's like, you will be my instrument. Like, I want to see it.
You get your motherfucking hands off me.
Hands off me.
You got to do a lip, yes.
Or,
All right, you can play it now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's what
When
I'm
you
talking
get the
about.
casting,
huh?
when you get the call,
Yes.
you know, just let them know that they got like a journalist who can do press for them, you know.
I will
Pay
make
forward.
mention that. That is not a problem. That is not. You know, I'm gonna say it in the. I will do what I can to make sure
I'm
that the
done with
dots
you.
are connected and that you're taken care of. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate your time, OnStar. You are a breath of fresh air. I love your philosophy, and I love that you live what you rap about every day, and it really puts that energy out there and inspires people to do the same, inspires people like me to do the same, to continue to do the same. So thank you for paying it forward through your integrity, through your music, through your love for community and culture, and just being a dope MC.
Thank you so much.
appreciate you.
And I want to uplift you and give you your flowers right now. Thank you for being empowering media, not just the stories, but the stories that are going to count and the stories that matter just a little bit more in the time we in. So thank you for covering me. Thank you for your eyes and your ears. And most importantly, thank you for your heart. I appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you. That's rap.